Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here then welcome, my name is Millie and today I am going to be testing out this product here that has gone viral on the internet. So many people seem to be talking about it, so now it's time for me to give it a go. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Freshwear Foundation in a powder. So if you don't know, hi, I'm Millie and I have the world's driest skin. I always want a luminous finish. I don't ever want anything that looks dry or powdery, but I've heard so many great things about this from other people who have dry skin and I just feel like I need to give it a go as well. We're going to be doing a full 24-hour wear test. The makeup that I put on my face with you right now, I am going to be keeping on for 24 whole hours just to test the claim as far as we possibly can. So let's just get into it. So this is what the packaging looks like, and then the powder on the inside is just pressed into like a simple sort of square design, nothing groundbreaking about that. I will also just say that underneath there is a mirror up here and a sponge for application. From the videos that I have seen elsewhere on the internet, it is a good sponge to use with this foundation, but the claims for this are quite phenomenal. So it says, create a flawless finish with Infallible 24-Hour Freshwear Foundation in a Powder by L'Oreal. A one-step foundation that gives you the lasting coverage of a liquid foundation, tick, yet mattifies like a powder. Which is a big no for me, but like I say, I have seen other people with dry skin comment on how nice this is, so that's why we're giving it a go. The features that are listed on the Superdrug website are reduces the appearance of pores and controls oil and shine. Now I don't have a massive problem with oil and shine, but if it can reduce the appearance of them anyway, then that's fine by me. A longwear 24-hour formula, like I say, I am going to be wearing this for 24 whole hours. Transfer proof, which is good when I'm kissing the cat. Sweat, water and heat resistant. I mean, it's March in England, so I don't think we need to worry about the heat. Blendable, non-comedogenic. Does that mean it doesn't clog your pores? I don't know, it's a very big word and I don't understand what that means. Suitable for all skin types. Obviously my skin type is Sahara Desert, very, very dry. And then at the bottom of this list, available in 6 shades. Hold the phone. Makeup Revolution are coming out with foundations with 50 shades. And L'Oreal's coming out with 6. Like, I understand maybe it's a light coverage and you can sort of go one shade either way, but 6. And this is the lightest shade. And I don't know if you can tell, but I think that this is going to be too dark for me. So, I mean, L'Oreal, like, up your game, because 6 is not okay in 2020. But before we get into me actually applying this, I will just say I have had on the Garnier sheet mask before I started filming. Because this is a powder foundation, I was scared that it would dry me out. So if I'm looking a little bit dewy and sort of not as dry, it's only because I've had that on and now have a lot of the liquid on my hands, so I'll just put that on my face as well. But these, I use these really often anyway, so it's not completely out of the normal for me to use one before I'm testing a foundation, but I just wanted to make sure that I was using that before I definitely used this powder foundation, and especially with me having it on for 24 hours, I wanted to make sure that my skin was going to be protected. So I will start applying. So I'm going to use the sponge because from what I've seen online, it does apply really nicely with the sponge. So swipe on like so. That is such a strange texture. It almost looks like a liquidy sort of mousse on the sponge. Doesn't look powdery. That is very strange. Okay, so I will get a mirror close up so that I can see what I'm doing and we'll apply. Okay, that colour isn't too bad. It's maybe a little bit pink, which isn't something that I normally get. Normally the most pink foundations are perfect for me. Did I say what shade I was using? This is 020 Ivory, and it is the lightest shade that I could find on the Superdrug website. So I will just try and apply this all over and see what sort of finish we get. Okay, so that is the before and after. I think that is giving a really nice matte medium coverage. It is definitely not covering everything. I can still see all of my freckles. I will zoom you in. It is looking a little bit dry, as we suspected. It is definitely very comfortable. Feels like nothing on the skin. Is anything coming off? Nothing is coming off on my hand when I sort of pat over my skin like that. So that is interesting to know, I suppose. So I will just zoom you in so that you can see this side. So if I look straight forward, you can definitely see the before and after. It has cancelled out. I do have a lot of redness, that's just what my face is like, but it has definitely cancelled a lot of that out. I would say that around my nose it's looking a little bit funky, but overall that's not looking too bad. Okay, so that is both sides on. I would say that on this side, obviously there's like maybe 5 minutes in between doing each side, and because I had that face mask on before that was obviously a hydrating mask, it had dried out more on my skin, so this side is looking a little bit drier, which I suppose in a real life situation where I was doing my whole face at the same time and not having that break in the middle, I wouldn't have that problem, but it is definitely looking drier on this cheek than it is on this side of my face. I am going to go in with a setting spray now just to try and rehydrate this a little bit, because it is already feeling a little bit dry on my face. So this is the e.l.f. Illuminating Mist and Set, so I will just spray a little bit of this all over. So that setting spray is still just drying down a little bit. If you can still see little bits of that on my face, then that's what that is, but it does feel a little bit more comfortable now. So I will go and just put on the most basic of the rest of my makeup, because I'm not going to put any glitter on or anything that's going to irritate my face, because I am going to have this on for 24 hours. So I will just go and do that and then I'll check back in. Okay, so that is me done. So like I have said probably about 7 million times, I am going to be leaving this on for 24 whole hours. The time is currently 17 minutes past 2, so let's just call it 2:30. I will leave this on until 2:30 tomorrow, and the date is the 6th of March. It is Saturday? Yeah? I don't know, aren't all the days just rolling into one? Anyway, I'm going to be leaving this on for 24 hours. I will do as many check-ins as I remember to do. It's going to be so difficult not taking my makeup off, because I do it every single night, wash my face and everything, but I will resist and I will see how this goes. But now that I have the rest of my makeup on, I think that this looks okay. It doesn't look too dry. I mean, I would like it to look a little bit more dewy. Obviously this is highlighter, I have lip gloss on, like I have the whole thing on, so it sort of detracts from just the base. We'll see how it goes. I will also just say the eyeliner that I have on, I haven't done a wing because I thought that would be dangerous, but the eyeliner that I have on is the Shein one that I'm sure will last 24 hours, because I have worn that and watched Marley and Me and cried and it was still there. And the lipstick is a L'Oreal one, which is the Rouge Signature like lip stain ink thing that I have raved about 1,000,001 times. These, I'm sure that will stay on. I have put a lip gloss on over the top just to jazz it up a bit, but I'm sure that that will stay on for the whole 24 hours as well, because I've worn that and worn that and worn that. But I will see you when the lighting is completely different and I will do more check-ins. It has been approximately 4 hours, I think. Exactly 4 hours. It is 17 minutes past 6. I couldn't have timed that better if I tried. So I actually think my makeup is looking nicer now than it was when I first put it on. When I first put it on, I thought it was just looking a little bit dry, but now I feel like where my oils have come out a little bit on my skin and it's sort of just settled a little bit more, I feel like now it looks really, really nice. And I wasn't expecting that from a powder, but it definitely still looks really flawless. It definitely looks really, really good, which I wasn't expecting. So I will just zoom you in because there are a few areas that I want to point out. There are some around my nose and my smile lines. It is collecting a little bit, and that isn't normally a problem that I have with foundations, but it is doing it a little bit here. But other than that, everywhere else is looking really smooth. It still has the same amount of coverage, I would say, and it still feels really comfortable. I'm really, really happy with how it feels on my skin still, and with touching my face with my hands, it is not coming off on my hands, I don't think. No, just by tapping, it's not coming off on my hands, so that's good. But we are only 4 hours in of the 24 hours, so I will be back. Probably I might try and do a check-in before bed. I might just see you in the morning. We'll see. So I filmed this at about 10 o'clock on the evening, so I've had the makeup on for about 8 hours at this point, and it's still looking fairly decent. It has started to wear off a little bit on like the front of my nose, but everywhere else it really does look okay. And then by the morning, so this is the next morning, and I thought that, you know, as I was sleeping on my face, as you do, that it would have rubbed off a lot more than this. Even Phil commented on how well it had stayed on my face, and again it's sort of congealed, not congealed, that's the wrong word, it's just sort of separated a little bit on my nose, but other than that it really is looking quite okay. And now it is currently 4:15 on the evening after, so I've had this on my face for 26 hours, so even longer than I said I would, but I still think it's looking quite okay, which is so surprising. I wasn't expecting it to last this well. And I will just take a cotton pad with a little bit of micellar water just to see how much is actually on my skin, so you can see the difference between my natural skin and how this is actually looking. I will just point out that I went for a walk today. I also went for a walk yesterday, but today I had sunglasses on, and it has sort of taken off all of the makeup, you know, from where the nose bit is, taken off all of the makeup and left a bit of a like tide mark on the side of my nose, just from where the nose bit was. But other than that, I'm still really, really impressed. So I will just do, so you can definitely see the difference, or I can in real life anyway, between here and here. This is where I wiped, so this is my natural skin, and you can see that the foundation is still really on. If I just zoom in, you might be able to see a little bit better. Yeah, so here is where I wiped and here is where I didn't. So you can see that it's still giving me a little bit of coverage. Like everywhere looks fine. It's definitely less coverage, but I mean everything stayed on really well actually. The eyeliner, the mascara, I did wipe the lipstick off. But here you can sort of see how it's gone a little bit funky where my sunglasses were earlier, but other than that it actually looks really like fine. It's not as nice as it was yesterday, don't get me wrong, but you can definitely see the difference. I mean, I know I'm red because I've just wiped it, but you can definitely see that it's still giving me a bit of coverage. I do have very, very red skin, but it's definitely doing something to give me a little bit of coverage, and I'm all here for that. So that is my full review. I hope you enjoyed it. It definitely, I would say that you would get a very flawless 12 hours. I think that just with the sleeping, I sleep on my side, so my face was against my pillow all night. you know, tossing and turning, but it definitely was a sheerer coverage, but there was definitely still something there the day after. And I went for 2 7-mile walks each day, so I was sweating, I was putting it through its paces, but I still think that it looked quite okay by the end of it. If you wanted something that would absolutely still look flawless after 12 hours without sleeping on your face, then I would definitely say that this is a good one. I do want to try this layered over the top of one of my favourite foundations to see if it would be a good sort of foundation setting powder to give a little bit more coverage, so I might give that a go. Let me know if you want to see that in the comment section down below, and if there's any other products that you would like to see, then please also let me know. If you liked this video, then please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more makeup testing videos from me. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye!